Yo, what's happening? It's the GOP back again. Black GOP in the building. Just want to do a quick video, quick live tonight. you know, Given that we got about 14 more days until the election day happens, and one of these presidential candidates are going to win. Would it be the incumbent President Donald Trump? I hope so, because if the Democrats have it their way, you can pretty much say goodbye to any black political or economical agenda, because they're going to pretty much legalize over 11 million immigrants, many of which are Latino, and then the Latino will become the supermajority in America. And your vote will not matter. Your voice will not matter. You think you're marginalized now. Wait until they allow 11 million immigrants to become citizens, and they have the right to vote and all those things. All the stuff that your forefathers got bit by dogs, spit on, spat on, beat on, discriminated against, black coats imposed on. Those things that your forefathers fought for here in America, they're just going to be willingly given away to people that illegally got into the country. And they will take the seat of power or your political voice from you. And that's just the facts. I don't care how emotional you guys get, how you just want to act and pretend like this Democratic Party is the black party. Wake up. It's 2020, and you've been duped. The party that has done the most damage to us as a people was the Democratic Party. And a lot of you people are still going to vote Democrat come November 3rd, leading up to November 3rd, due to the fact that you just don't like the personality or the person Trump. Has nothing to do with his policies, because we argue and go back and forth with people, in my own group. And I always pose the question, what about Trump's policy that you don't like? They cannot name a policy that Trump has initiated or signed off on that they disagree with. And then when we do name policy, they say, oh, that's good for black people. That's good. And it's like, okay, so why are you against them? And then we can name things that Biden does that they are staunchly against, that they're against. I can name the crime bill. I can name the 86 crime bill. And for anybody watching, Biden said himself, from 72 to the time of the Biden crime bill in 94, his name has been attached to every crime bill from 72. Which includes the 1986 crime bill, which disproportionately locked up black people for crack and gave a slap on the wrist for white people doing cocaine. So it was basically targeting a race. No one can name one policy that had disadvantaged our people. Yes, we can. We can name the 1986 crime bill, which targeted black Americans. Specifically, because the drug of choice for black Americans was crack, and they got harsher sentences, which was not even repealed until 2010 under the Obama administration, which the BP at the time was Biden. So that was very oxymoronic, if you ask me. The 94 crime bill, which started locking up, incarcerating blacks. Oh, you're talking about Trump policy. Yeah, nobody can name Trump policy. One policy that has put our people at a disadvantage. You can just do conspiracy theories about Trump. You can't really produce any tangible evidence, empirical data that points at Trump being a bad president. And when we're talking about beneficial for black people, you can't really say anything negative. So you just have to say, oh, the KKK supports him, or the Pride Boys. The leader is like a Latino or something like that. He's a Latino. It's not even a white supremacist group. You know what I mean? So it's like, and how do you even associate him with the Proud Boys? Because he made that one comment. That's the type of stuff you hear from, unfortunately, our people when they say, "Well, I'm not going to vote for Trump because he's with the Proud Boys," and "I'm not going to vote for Trump because he's stirring up race riots." Wait a minute, the people that stirring up race riots is the left. That's Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Those are the ones that are making the news. Those are the ones that are all over headlines. Those are leftist groups. Those are not groups on the right. Now you might have some groups out there that may be far right or whatever, but for the most part, the ones that's making a name for themselves is Black Lives Matter and Antifa. That's all I hear. And quite frankly, those are leftist groups. They're on the left. You understand? So all of these arguments just don't make any sense. And it's just like, when are you going to get over your personal gripes with the man because you don't like him personally? So what you're going to do is you're going to throw our future in the trash and say, you know what, since I don't like this person for my own personal reasons, I don't like how he look, he's orange, he's white. Wait a minute, Biden's white. The stuff I be hearing from people is it doesn't make any sense. Oh, you want to vote for a white man? Wait a minute, you're voting for Biden. Biden's white. They're both white. Oh, let me guess, Kamala Harris, the first Indian American president, quote unquote, is how they present her. So you're going to go with that narrative. Stop it. And the last time I checked, the African American president y'all had dropped the ball because he didn't pass H.R. 40, which is reparations bill. He didn't change anything, and he didn't make, I mean, pretty much she is white, because when we say white, we're talking about on a status level. She pretty much grew up white. When we're talking about her economic background, and she pretty much was privileged. She's not like us. Like, we grew up in the hood. We grew up in these underdeveloped communities, and we had to fight out of it. No, we're not glorifying it, but no, stop putting these career politicians on the same level as you and I. No, she didn't go through what we went through. You understand? And that's why her ideals and ideology is not for the benefit of you and I. Her ideology is for the benefit of her regime, the Democratic regime, which has always been for the benefit of privatized enterprise, prison labor, and stuff of that nature. Supporting immigration, always been for the benefit of LGBTQ, all of these movements, all of these policies. Majority of the policies Obama passed was like exclusive policies for LGBTQ. All 50 states, now they can get married. They can join the military now. You understand? He's basically the Truman, what Truman was to the military and desegregation, but he's the Truman of the LGBTQ community. You understand? He pretty much made that wide open now. And now they're talking about your children can say, hey, I want to transition. I want to be, your son can say, Daddy, I want to be a little girl. And now under their administration, they want to make it where they get protections where they can actually go to a doctor and our tax dollars are going to pay for their sexual reassignment surgery. And there's nothing as a parent you can do about it because they become a protected minority. Y'all better learn politics, man. If Biden and Harris become the next president and their administration reigns over this land, there's going to be hell to pay. The black vote is never going to matter again because, again, they're going to replace you guys with illegal immigrants. They will never have to pander to you again because they don't need your vote anymore. The vote means nothing to them because there's going to be enough illegal immigrants and Latinos coming into the country that, hey, I just gave them amnesty. I could just pander to them and their needs and get their vote and get their approval. I don't need you blacks anymore. They already use benign neglect on you. They already tell you they're not going to pass reparations. HR 40 already telling you they're not going to do anything exclusive for black people. So why are you still voting for the Democratic Party? And that's why I've launched these series of videos and going towards and looking towards this presidential election coming up November 3rd. And I'm also looking at the congressional units because I'm hoping the Republicans actually win the House. So when the Platinum Plan is written out as a bill, we can have people like Kim Klacik and Joe Collins sign off on it because we know they're already down for it. They already expressed themselves about the Platinum Plan. Kim Klacik was at the unveiling of the Platinum Plan. And also the Platinum Plan has also they've been working with Ice Cube with his contract with Black America, and they announced they implemented elements of the contract with Black America into the Platinum Plan, which is a plan that's exclusively for Black Americans. You understand? So what do the Democrats have to match that? The Democrats have a plan called the Lift Every Voice plan, but that's really a plan for people that all people that make less than $100,000 or $125,000. So it's not exclusive. That's right. That's right. Kamala has locked up more minorities than all of the NYPD and LAPD combined. Right. You got two people that are running for office that have been known to disproportionately incarcerate Black Americans, as if no other ethnic group does crime. Why is that? And our incarceration rates are the highest. And when you look at the things they were locking us up for 94 crime bill, you look up this silly stuff, just people just possessing a crack pipe, you lock them up for 5-6 years. That's just ridiculous. But that's what the 94 crime bill did. And it incentivized the police department to lock up our people as well. Kamala Harris had done heinous crimes against the Black community, like hiding evidence from a man just so he won't get exonerated. And he was facing the death penalty. She's disgusting, vile. That's what liberals are, disgusting and vile, man. And that's the type of stuff she would do. And she went on record and said she did it for prison labor because, unbeknownst to y'all, is the prison labor industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So the phrase that goes "crime pays" is actually true. Crime pays. Your people are producing billions of dollars they will never see because it's in the form of prison labor. You understand? Pay them 10 cents and they make millions. So don't just talk about how much money they made off of us in slavery. That 94 crime bill made the United States of America wealthy as well. Put a lot of people in positions, paid a lot of salaries, and a lot of people got wealthy off of the incarceration of Black people. You understand? That's what Joe Biden has on his jacket. That's what Kamala Harris has on her jacket. Prison labor. Getting filthy rich off of incarcerating us. And you got our people that's going to the ballot boxes, casting that ticket with Democrat on it, Biden on it. And that's what's so frightening about Black people. You understand? And I'm going to get to the demographic that's voting the most for Democrats. It's not really males. It's mostly females. It's very frightening that our political might, power, and voice is in the hand of imbeciles. Now, y'all going to get mad at me for saying that, but I'm going to call it how I see it. Because the people that want progression, the people that want upward mobility, the people that want economic growth were outspoken. Because the majority would rather live in a welfare state where most of your babies are going to get incarcerated because we have the school to prison pipeline. You understand? You had the 94 crime bill, but thanks to President Trump and his administration, they did prison reform. You understand? So these nonviolent offenses, you understand, sentence reducements, you understand, and you won't go to jail for these long extended periods. And he's freed, I believe 90% of the people he freed through the First Step Act were African Americans. You understand? So he's undoing the harm that Biden imposed on our people. And you, knowing this information, are still going to make excuses for it and vote for him. Had the sister Sheikah on here. She made an excuse for this tyrant, man. She made an excuse for it. She voted for him. And it's like our political might and our political voice is in the hands of imbeciles. You understand? You sit here and give pushback to people that want to see economic growth and our people to have some kind of nationalism, and you get all this pushback from our own. You understand? And you wonder why a lot of affluent blacks flee the hood. You wonder why. It's because y'all not crabs in the bucket. Y'all just parasitic that destroys its host. That's what you are. You're not crabs in the bucket. You're parasitic. And you're the type of parasite like blood ticks. You keep sucking and sucking and sucking until you kill the host. Crabs in the bucket is way too nice to describe this. I looked on black demographics to see party affiliation in presidential elections. And I'm going to share it with you guys tonight. The black race, ever since FDR, and really after Truman and after FDK, after he died, and Lyndon B. Johnson took over with the Civil Rights Act, it was a wrap. We've been in 80% support of the Democrats ever since then. You understand? And that's exactly right. That's what happens. Make the men ineligible to vote and give their women what they want. That's how you lose. Exactly. We're already in an uphill battle. We lost already. And that's the sad part about it. And that's the, as a man, I'm really contemplating leaving this country and going somewhere else, because you got doomsday written all over this country. And I'm not talking about Terminator 2 Judgment Day doomsday. I'm talking about just the future of living here and our people and the generation to come. You understand? Because our political might and our political voice is in the hands of imbeciles. You know? And majority of these people, unfortunately, are our women. They vote against the best interests. They're not uniformitarian. Not uniformitarian, but utilitarian. Utilitarian means you vote for the greater good of the majority. They do is they say, well, they put abortion on the table. I like abortion. I would like to be sexually liberal. And if I happen to get pregnant and I don't want this thing in my body, I can go get it removed. And now under Biden is saying abortions will be paid by Obamacare, which will mean the taxpayers will pay for abortion. So when he tell y'all, I'm only going to raise taxes on the people with that make $400,000 and more, that's a goddamn lie. The middle class will always have to pick up the taxes because the rich are smart. They hide their money in CDs. And if they don't like paying taxes, you know what they do? Something you can't do. They get up, pack up, relocate. So it's like that. It's just that simple. Let me read some of this. What are y'all talking about? Texas. Not looking for representation, we're looking for benefits. Okay, so Red Line said, why vote? The so-called representatives don't represent the people. HR 130-36. I'm not familiar with that one. But to answer your question simply, is this. You need to vote when you have the opportunity to glean from it, when we can benefit from it. Trump is offering the platinum plan. He offered the New Deal with Black America in 2016. He pretty much fulfilled on it. Those are opportunity zones and prison reform. He fulfilled both of those things. Now he's offering the platinum plan. Can you name me something Biden them offering besides an all-inclusive plan for immigrants and midgets and other protected classes under the Civil Rights Act? I don't care about that. They always offer us minority plans. Obama did the same thing, and we ended up getting nothing. We got nothing out the deal. All right. So that's why you vote. You vote for the interests of your people. Become utilitarian. Not just voting for what will benefit you, but will benefit the most of us. And they're looking at the platinum plan, and they're basically saying that has the potential to usher in a new era of Black prosperity unseen in America. You understand? And that's exactly right. We should be seeking peace for our people, not sitting by while they harm us. That's evil. Yeah, you just sit back and don't do anything. A silent revolt doesn't help nobody. Charles West says, our people fall in the same trap year after year and are surprised that they don't get a different result. It's because year after year, we support the Democratic Party. The most violent cities, you understand, in America are democratically ran. Look it up. Chicago, Illinois, Baltimore, New York, Dallas, Texas, South Central LA. The most violent cities are democratically ran. Because they understand what crime pays, man. So why do reform? Why reform the people when you're making billions of dollars off of black men in chains? You know what I'm saying? Why tell women to stop being whores when you're making millions of dollars and billions of dollars off of abortion? And then if they don't, we already know Candace Owens pointed out in her book, I think we're like 5 or 6 times likely to get incarcerated if we're raised in a single parent home. I mean, that's just the facts. Ever since the 60s, we've been in a downward spiral. You understand? We suck as a people. So we should be trying to glean and grasp on any benefits that we can get. And I'd be damned. This election, that's $500 billion hanging in the balance. And we don't even know the provisions that Ice Cube, because he spoke out on the behalf of our people. For all you people that's calling him a coon, he spoke on behalf of his entire people. That's utilitarian. He went to the Democrats and he went to the Republicans. The Democrats blew him off and basically said, we'll address your contract with Black America after the election. Cold word, we're never going to get to it. Just like he did reparations. Because you always say, why won't the Republicans pass reparations? Reparations is not a Republican issue. Reparations is a Democratic issue. That's the side it was proposed on. Wasn't proposed by no Republicans. But y'all don't know anything. No, Sister Betty, we suck as a people. I'm not going to even sugarcoat that. Because if you sugarcoat it and you lie to yourself, it's never going to get better. Yeah, that's why it's called a Democratic plantation. Yeah, because we just been loyal to these people like slaves, and they're the slave masters. It's been a joke for 35 years for me. I'd much rather build a tribe and work with my people. I agree with that, though, Sister Betty. I agree. I think we got to have that Jacob mentality where we're a lone wolf, and Jacob had his wife or wives, and he produced a nation. You understand? That one person and his 2 wives became 70 people. You understand? And then that 70 people became millions. So that's probably how we're going to have to do it. The Jacob model, the Jacobian model. Because right now we're outnumbered. I'm telling you, man, when you look at the numbers, when you look at the statistics, we are outnumbered. And people pushing this, everything liberal, everything that's on the Democratic side is evil as hell. Sexual reassignment surgery, forcing people, that's a personal choice. Why do I have to pay for someone transitioning from a male to a female? That's a personal decision. And then they're telling you your children have the right to tell you, hey, dad, hey, mom, I want to be a girl now. And since they want to be a girl, you have nothing to do. You have nothing you can say against that. You have to allow it to happen because that's a protected class now. The transgender is a protected class now. You understand? And then when they can go, look, oh, what if the family can't afford it? The taxpayers have to pay for the transition. It's a necessary operation according to Biden. So this place is going to get more wicked, more evil when you let Biden in. But all you people say, why vote? Why not vote? You just going to let that happen? And you got to say so? You got some kind of power against it? Just going to sit and have a silent revolt. And this is why I said majority of our people are imbeciles. And I don't feel sorry for saying it. You understand? But if you're the smart, bright one that's striving towards economic empowerment, more power to you, man. You understand? But let me get to these videos because I want to address the Biden and Kamala Harris. I'm just going to show you these people's character because y'all think, oh, I'm just voting for a black face, so black face must want the best for black people. And wrong. We tried that with Obama. Obama didn't give any exclusive policy to black people. Not one. Not one. Not one, man. 100% of kids who start puberty blockers will transition as adults. 90% of kids left alone grow out of it. Yeah, and here's the thing about letting kids decide if they're going to change their gender. Kids want to be every goddamn thing. They're sporadic in their thought. One day they want to be Batman, the next day they want to be Spider-Man. You understand? One day they want to be like Daddy. One day they want to do all type of weird stuff. They kids. They learning, they growing, they adventurous. For you to listen to everything and take it serious means, are you an adult? Maybe you're not an adult because you can't even understand that they're being childish. The Bible puts it the best way. When I was a child, I thought I was a child. You understand? So we understand that foolishness is in the heart of the child. That's why I always stick to biblical principles because they're true. It's just that simple. Yeah, so if your kid wants to be Spider-Man, you're going to give them a surgery to put web shooters in their own. Exactly. That's how silly this is. And then we're talking about life-altering surgeries that they're going to have to live with the regret for the rest of their life because the adult had no say-so or no power over their own damn child. This is the America we're about to live in, and this is why I'm really contemplating moving away from this country, man. If these people get in office, you understand, and just get away from it all because this is just too much. But anyway, I don't want to keep ranting. Let me get to the video because I want to just show you guys the nature of Kamala Harris and Biden. Biden's 77 years old. Kamala's in her 50s. So if something happens to Biden, then Kamala will be your president. That's what people are hoping for. But let me just show you the character of these people. If these people were so for minority issues, as they say, and they're so pro-black, and this is the party for the black, and you giving your 90 percentile vote towards these people, why are they responding like this? Let me share my screen. Yeah, that's right. Hold on. Let me read this. One more thing. No one wants to talk about the large amount of trans people who detransition either. Proves that it doesn't matter. And also, this is another thing they want to talk about. During that town hall with Biden, that lady said, I had asked a question about protecting her two children and one being a transition a tranny, pretty much a transsexual. It was a boy that became a girl. Biden pretty much said women of color, trannies of color, pretty much what he said, are getting killed in high numbers. You understand? But he didn't tell you why they were getting killed. Many of black trannies or trannies of color, in his words, are getting killed because they are tricking men into having sex with them and not telling them that they're transsexual. So once that man finds out that that thing was a transsexual, he commits murder because he goes. I would claim insanity in court because it's like I had no idea. This woman tricked me. I slept with her, and now I can't live with the regret. Now I can't live with it. So that's what's happening in most of these transsexual cases where you find out all these black trannies are getting killed. Is because they're tricking men. They're not telling men that they're transsexual. And then in New York, I think it's illegal to. I mean, they're not even legally required to do so in New York. You understand? Another democratically ran city. Let me see. This is my cousin. No, this is another Rosalind. I got a cousin named Rosalind. Rosalind said, I told my dad that all Kamala have to do if Biden wins, push Biden down the stairs and she'll become president. That's true because he's 77 years old. I mean, Trump's 74 years old, but he's 77 years old. She's in her 50s. She's probably going to bow out and let her become president. That's what they're hoping for. You said that's sexual assault. That's not informed consent. But in the state of New York, they are not legally required to tell you that. They are not legally required to tell you if they're transsexual or not. You understand? And that should teach you brothers or something. All you niggas that's going out here to these clubs, dancing and rubbing on everybody and sleeping with everybody, this to teach you a goddamn lesson. Because you don't know who you're going to wake up with. You might be waking up next to Johnny instead of Bonnie. You understand? Johnny might be in your bed in the morning after, as they say. You might have a one-night stand with Steve. In the times we live in, all y'all people that's out there, you know, you active and every night you going somewhere and partying and all that stuff, you know, maybe not in COVID, but when you was, you know, you might wake up next to Steve, man. You might wake up next to Josh. You know what I'm saying? She told you her name was Keisha. So you niggas better slow down, man, because promiscuity has destroyed our community. But y'all built names and reputation and songs, and you just locked up R. Kelly. Now you got a whole bunch of black people that want to free R. Kelly. And yeah, make up your damn mind. Is pedophilia wrong? Because if pedophilia wrong, then he needs to stay behind bars. And that's another point. They're going to push pedophilia too. Biden and Harris, watch. They're going to push pedophilia. It's going to be another sexual orientation. Because if you're telling children, if you're going to tell children that they're able to control whether or not their sexuality and whether or not they can transition, what's the next step? You're going to give them sexual liberty. They're going to be sexually liberal as well. Look, most black women want to free R. Kelly. Exactly, because most black women are liberal. That's a liberal cause. He didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You hear people saying, oh, well, the parents knew. So how does that excuse him from doing the act? I don't understand that. He still committed pedophilia. He still was having sex and peeing on and urinating on an underage female. That's criminal. It's disgusting and it's foul, but it's criminal. And for you to advocate, and then he was having like sex coats and all this other weird stuff, and boys were involved, and for anyone to advocate him to be free, and then they'll say, well, they didn't lock up this white person, they didn't lock up this white person. It's like, why are you so evil to the point that you will look at other people that were excused or maybe not indicted at that moment to excuse R. Kelly? What the hell is wrong? That's why I said majority of our people are imbeciles. Charles West says, you know, they have been saying that the Constitution needs to be amended to remove a mentally ill president. Maybe the president that they have in mind is really President Biden. I mean, it might be. And I hope we don't have to say those words, President Biden, come November 3rd. But if it happens, man, I'm really contemplating leaving this place. Yeah, New York, California is nightmarish that way. Very counterproductive. Bottom line, our people get hurt the most with a lot of these deviant, crazy liberal agendas. That's true. That's true. These liberal agendas is destroying us. Look at abortion. Abortion has decimated the black community, man, because we make up, I believe our women are getting abortions at a higher rate than any other ethnic group. You understand? So Instead of 40 or 50 million, we might be at 90 million. We might be a super minority if it wasn't for abortion. Lioness Hart says, "Oh, they not required to tell a brother they was once a man." Oh no, I mean, I'm telling you, man, all you niggas out there, just out there, busting your seed everywhere, planting your seed in every soil and every open land that you get your hands on. You might wake up with Steve, man. You might wake up with Kevin. Stop doing that, man. People can keep their liberal agendas. I just don't want to pay for them. That's the big thing about it. Not only are they saying we can abort our children, not only are they saying children should be able to get SRS, sexual reassignment surgery, they're not just saying that. They're saying also, by the way, taxpayer, you're going to foot the bill. I have a huge problem with that. And that's just going to make everything spike and make the middle class dwindle like it's always been dwindling. The middle class has been dwindling because the middle class ends up paying all of the taxes in America. So Biden can trick y'all with that. Only the people that make more than $400,000 are going to get their taxes raised. He's lying to y'all. He's going to repeal the Jobs and Tax Cuts Act, which lowered our taxes. The day he repeals that, he says day one he's in office, he's going to do it. That's going to make all of our taxes spike back to where they were on the Obama. You understand? So he's going to automatically raise taxes any damn way. He's lying, and he's hoping you guys are dumb enough to believe it. That's why I said at this point you have to be an imbecile to vote for Democrats. It's just 50 years. How many more years they got to show you it ain't no damn good for us? I mean, they're the party of slavery. They're the party of the KKK. They're the party of the black codes. Okay? They're the party that brought forth the crime bill, which disproportionately locked up so many of our brothers, man. For small, minor stuff like just smoking weed got you prison time, man. This is insane. All right. This time for real. Let me get to the video. I can go on all night, y'all. I can go on all night about this crazy madness. You understand? But let me get to the video. I'm going to show y'all the mindset of Kamala and Biden and how they don't have your best interests at heart. They don't have a exclusive policy just for Black Americans. And they don't want to have an exclusive policy for Black Americans. I won't be here for 50 years. Nope, my behind moving abroad permanently. I understand that, man. That's how I feel, man. Because it's like, man, it's looking gloomy in America. Anyway, let me share my stream finally. I didn't mean to rant to y'all too much. And then I'm going to let some of my dogs in here. All right. This is what Kamala Harris had to say about reparations. Just listen to this woman.
Reparations for Black people. Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit enough.
Now, before I let this woman finish the fool, y'all, what the hell is a tax credit going to do? And how is it even comparable to reparations, which is compensation for what was done to our ancestors and the ill and maltreatment that we received after slavery? See, a lot of people think reparations is just for the period of time we were in chains and chattel slavery. No, it's also for the period of time of mistreatment. You understand? Under the Democrats, under the Dixiecrats, the KKK hunting us down. And also the Democrats are the reason you never got your 40 acres and a mule which would have transitioned and created generational wealth, by the way. They voted against it when the Republicans made the bill and was trying to pass it as law. They voted against it. So reparations is more than just the time of being chattel slaves. It also encompasses the time of the mistreatment, the wealth blocking of the early 1900s. You understand? So how does a tax credit compare to that? But it gets worse. She's going to add insult to injury. I'm going to let her talk.
60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at...
Look, she asked, is there a particular policy for African Americans? Not just for poor people, African Americans. She said no. This is what Kamala is saying. No.
The reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted...
You know how you focus on specific issues? Releasing and making a policy tailored to African Americans. I wonder what presidential candidate is actually doing it. Oh yeah, Trump. The one you guys said you hate so damn much. He got the platinum plan. But anyway, she is not for making a exclusive policy that only serves the African Americans. She's against that.
In the greatest disparities. And we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this. Any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all society.
Bitch, we didn't ask you to benefit all society. That's a spit in the face, too. That's not a slap in the face. That's you getting some phlegm, putting phlegm in the spit and then spitting in my face. Because we're talking about reparations. That slavery, that the chattel slavery that destroyed African Americans happened to every ethnic group? No. So we're specifically talking about one group that got affected the most, that has been here since the inception of America. And you say, no, we're not going to do anything for them. But if we do help them, it's got to help everybody else. That is a flim spit in the face. Very disrespectful.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Did you hear that? Let me rewind it. Maybe you people in the maybe some of y'all Democrats, y'all don't want to hear it, but let me just rewind it. Look at her face too. This is just madness. How can you look like that and make that kind of face and say this evil ass shit?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
She's not going to sit here and say that she's going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. And she got this innocent look. Trust me. But you the damn devil and what was it, the wolf in sheep clothing, man. I'm not going to do anything that only benefits Black people. This is the Democrats. This is the Democratic Party. Let me show you. Let me show you how dedicated you have been to the Democratic Party. Now, this is blackdemographics.com. Blackdemographics.com. Black Party affiliation from 1936 to 2016. That's from FDR. You can see that we were kind of split between Republican and Democrat all the way until 1948. Then it became overwhelmingly Democrat from there. But look at this, 1964, we jumped from 58% Democrat to 82%. Why? This is the year the Civil Rights Act was passed. And that's when Black people went full on retard and became Democrats. So from 1964 onward, look at that, 82, 92%. And all the way to 2016, which is 70%, because it's starting to dip because some of the youth is starting to wake up. But now let's look at the Black vote for president. 1936, 71% because of FDR. Then you see it coasting 70, 60, 70. And you still had some Republican supporters. You still had some black GOP at the top, 39%, that was the highest. Then it dipped back 32. Then look at this, 1964, 94% for Lyndon B. Johnson. Look, 6% for the Republicans. Then it went to 15, 13, and it kind of coasted there. Then, 4% was the all-time low, and then it hopped up to 8% during when Trump won his first presidential candidacy. So look, 94% all the way to 88% the last election. 88% of y'all voted for that witch, Hillary Clinton. You understand? Which called you super predators, and her husband signed off on the crime bill. And y'all do not have a brain, man. What's wrong with y'all? Look, all this support for this party, where are all our benefits? Why is the black community in shambles if we supported this party for so long? And the Democrat Party is the black party, as many tell us. That's the party of black people. Okay, if it's the party of black people, we've been supporting them above 80%. Above 80% of our votes since 1964, and we're still below the poverty line. We're still heavily incarcerated. We're still illiterate as a people. We still own less than 1% of the nation's wealth. Why the hell are we supporting this party and we ain't getting results from it? You can't throw it on the damn Republicans because you ain't been supporting Republicans. This is who you've been supporting. You understand? So that's why Kamala can say this, because you niggas gonna vote for her anyway, so she can get away with this. Look, you don't have to earn the black vote. Is the point. You don't have to earn it. So why do anything for them? Watch, I'm gonna let her say it again.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits.
She said no.
That black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country, right?
There you go. There you have it, folks. I want y'all to show y'all that, man. For all y'all people, man, that's just jumping on this Democratic wave that our people have been on. It's been mostly women. You understand? Let's see. Let's look at these comments. I want to see. I'm gonna check the temperature, you brothers and sisters, real quick. Lion's Heart. People can keep their liberal agendas. Yeah, I read that one already. So y'all seen it out of Kamala's mouth. She is not supporting any exclusive policy that will support your black ass. It gets worse because remember, she will be the first Indian American vice president. That's how they present her. And I'm going to show you who she owes her allegiance to here in a minute. I just want to see what y'all say. I don't know about us getting the most abortions, but I know they won't stop abortions because our oppressive numbers have been dwindling for so long. I just know that their goal was to exterminate us. No, actually, we get the most abortions out of any other ethnic group. Scamala is a sad, repulsive joke. Exactly. I agree. I concur. It's not her. It's not. Her ancestors are from India. Her mom is Indian, and her father is half Indian. Her ancestors aren't ours. I agree. And I'm going to show you they have exclusive policy for the Indian American. But she told you, I will not do that same thing for the blacks. So that lets you know where her allegiance at. Why the hell would you vote for somebody that you get no benefits from? Somebody answer that for me. I know she is one of my oppressors. She loves to double talk and bullshit. Yes, she does. Harlem Street Tales, FBA. What's going on, Harlem Street Tales? She's like an Indian version of Sarah Palin. Because she's wicked and disgusting. But they can do things that would only benefit immigrants, LGBT plus people. Exactly. Look at Obama. Like, he rolled out so many things. You can go to, what is it called? You can go to congress.gov, I believe, and see all of the executive orders he signed, and a lot of them cater to the LGBTQ thing. This ain't about Latinos. This is about foundational Black Americans, the people who build America. I agree, Harlem Street Tales. But if you let Biden get in, Biden is going to basically wash away your political voice with the illegal immigrants' voice. You're not going to matter after they get done with you. There is not love lost against our Hispanic families. It's just that their illegal presence completely nullifies the Black vote, and that's not fair. Exactly, that's the fact. Right. Our Caribbean family, we just need to get foundation Black Americans on code right now. Yeah, we gotta sweep around home first before we can invite others. We not doing good here. Mike, for real, I'm not voting for the Black Caucus because when the First Step Act was passed by Trump, the Trump administration, the Black Caucus didn't even clap. They didn't even clap. They should have been happy that their brothers and sisters were being freed. They were being freed from prison for crimes that the crime bill put them there for. And they didn't even clap. So the Black Caucus is full of shit. It's just a bunch of Democrats and liberals that would rather see the LGBTQ community flourish while our community remains decadent. Isn't it fitting in how in this year 2020 these non-Black minstrels are being exposed while they disrespect and mock us like Farty B, Scamala, Sean, No Real King, Rachel Dolezal, etc. Man, don't even tell me about Cardi B. Why is she even talking about politics? You used to twerk and used to work a pole. You cannot tell me about politics, and you haven't changed. I can understand if she changed and she became educated and sophisticated. You're the same person, just with money. There is no progress for any minority group unless Black Americans get it first. Our plights have always been driving force to push other minorities' success. That's right. We should get it first because guess what? We are the ones who fought for civil rights in the first place. You understand? And we've been here since the inception of the country. We've been tormented and used and abused since the inception of this damn country. Black Caucus, aka Congressional Immigrant Caucus, right? And that's exactly what it is. They have fought for every Democratic issue except the HR 40, except reparations. The Black Caucus has been behind it, and the Black Caucus has left the Black community in shambles, and they don't give a damn. So, boo to the Black Caucus. Now, I want to share with you guys the exclusive policy for Indian Americans. Now, remember, she said she's not going to do anything just for Black people. So she said she wouldn't do anything just for Black people. But look what they're going to do. Look what the Biden administration is going to do. Exclusively with the Indian American ethnic group. He's going to pass it. I'm trying to find it right now. Well, let me get this link out here too while I'm at it. Who wrote the crime bill? Bipartisan. It was not a Trump agenda. Republicans stop Obama. Democrats were doing the same thing. Demonize both parties. I will not demonize both parties because both parties did not have majority of our votes. See, this is what you only listen. Closed mouth gets fed. If we were voting 90% of Republicans for 50 years, I would say, hey, what the hell going on with these Republicans? They ain't do shit for us, but we've been voting for them. But you ain't vote for the Republicans. You ain't do none of that. You understand? So why would I put the onus of that on the Republicans? It's the Democrats. They failed you. They used you. They lied to you. You understand? Gave you all these promises. You understand? And never fulfilled. Mike, for real, you a closet Democrat, and I already know you're going to vote for Biden. You made excuses for SRS. You made excuses for making taxpayers pay for Abortions. You already did that. Come on, brother. Stop it. Stop it. You understand? I'm going to tell y'all something. Watch those people that claim that they independent. They're not independent because they always vote Democrat. They lean in Democrat every time. So if they lean in Democrat every time, how the hell are they independent? No, brother, you're just a Democrat that you want to classify yourself as something else, but you're really a Democrat. I'm looking for this. Pardon me, y'all. I'm looking for this. I had this queued up, but when I was listening to her, I wanted to get this because Biden has already said he was going to do this for the Indian American community. He's going to be the first Democratic president to do so.
On the occasion of India's 74th Independence Day.
Oh, maybe we should watch it. Hold on. Let me share this. Let me share my screen. I got this up. Hey, Mike, for real, man. You already said you vote for Biden, man. It's over. It's over. So, a vote for Biden is a vote for the destruction of the black community.
Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden hosted a South Asians for Biden event and released a major policy document emphasizing his administration's commitment to Indian Americans and India in general.
Happy.
So he's making a policy for Indian Americans and Indians in general. Remember, Kamala said, I will not just sign something just for black Americans. She said she would not do it. But you running under the man that's going to do something for your ethnic group that you claim, because you're going, if you make the office, if y'all win the office, you're going to be pronounced the first Indian American vice president, not the first African American vice president, the first Indian American vice president. Now listen to this.
Indian Independence Day. We spare a special bond that I've seen deepen over many years. As U.S. Senator and Vice President, I've watched it deepen.
Joe Biden is about to go head-to-head with Republican incumbent Donald Trump this November. While Trump has been criticized for his immigration policies throughout his tenure as the President of the United States, Biden has promised to do better for immigrants if he is elected. He has promised to revamp the entire H-1B system and do away with country quotas in the issuance of green cards. The H-1B visa is currently being administered in the form of a lottery to eligible high...
Which this will hurt black Americans the most, because illegal immigration and these people coming into the country, what do they take? They take jobs away from who? The people that most desperately need it, which is our group. We're on the bottom, man. We're on the bottom. Let this play.
Skilled workers with jobs. While over 400,000 H-1B applications, majority of them from Indian citizens, are made every year, only 85,000 are selected through a computer-based lottery system. Indian immigrants have been calling for the work visa system to become merit-based as opposed to lottery-based for years. Biden has not outlined specific details, but it is likely that the administration plans to do away with the lottery. He has also promised to increase the number of work visas that are handed out every year. Now, green cards or permanent residency in the United States is based on a country quota system. That means every year, only a specific number of Indians can become permanent residents. This has resulted in severely long waiting periods, with some Indians waiting up to 15 years to become PRs of America. Biden has plans to do away with this quota and streamline the PR process on the basis of merit and time of the application.
He's doing it strictly for Indian Americans and people from India in general. This is a exclusive policy with them in mind. Why can't we get an exclusive policy from the Democrats? We've been supporting your ass for 50 years. Again, slap in the face.
He also plans to reduce the family visa backlog, which causes family members to be separated for a prolonged period of time as they wait for visa approvals. The new policy isn't just restricted to immigration. He has also promised to help counter the hate, bigotry, and racism South Asians face in America on a daily basis. Most importantly, he has planned to completely do away with President Trump's Muslim ban. He has promised to increase prosecution of those accused of hate crimes against the South Asian community and to increase security.
Look at all this stuff they're getting. Look at all these things. You can't get shit from the Democratic Party. They're getting all these protections, all these job guarantees, all of these things coming with this policy document. That's for the Indians, for the Indian Americans. Remember Kamala Harris, her Indian legacy. And when I say Indian, I'm talking about East Indian. You understand? She won't do anything for black people. But for some reason, they have the audacity to do something for the Indian Americans. Y'all really don't matter to them, man. And y'all really ain't going to matter to them when they get in office and they pass legislation to make those 11 million immigrants become citizens. Watch. Don't believe me.
At religious places of worship. This comes in light of devastating attacks from white supremacists at a Gurudwara and a temple in America.
My heart goes out to all those of you who have been the targets in a rise in hate crimes and the crackdown of legal immigration, including the sudden and harmful actions on H-1B visas that for decades have made America stronger and brought our nations closer.
Biden has also promised to improve access to government services for those that struggle with speaking English and setting up welcome centers to help smooth their transition to America. Now, this has actually been tested in Canada and has proven to be extremely effective.
I ain't gonna bore y'all with the whole video, man. But this is what they're getting, man. This is what they're getting. What Joe Biden's 15 August policy document promises Indians in the U.S. So, man, this is sad, man. This is sad. They get exclusive policy. We don't. You understand? Let's see. This is crazy, man. Let's see what's going on here. No one is saying we're going to be loyal to any party. We're just taking exactly. We're looking for benefits instead of just blindly voting for people just because. Why senators haven't passed stimulus yet? Because Pelosi blocked the stimulus, the $1.8 trillion that will help millions of Americans that need it. Pelosi, a Democrat, right? Because she runs the damn House. She's blocking it. She doesn't want it to go out because she doesn't want Trump to get the glory. Because she's like, oh, if Trump gets the glory, they're going to reelect him. He's going to win the election, which is evil as hell. You're going to let people suffer? Just pass it. Let the stimulus pass. People are going through COVID. Businesses have closed. People have lost their jobs. Why are you blocking it? Because you don't want this man to be a president. You selfish bitch. Seek the peace of the city. Exactly. That doesn't mean sit by and do nothing. I believe Christ said, woe to the idle servant. Specific policies that benefits immigrants but not black Americans. Exactly. Your biased views and not telling the whole story how both parties keep failing us yet black. How is the Republican Party failing us? The only time you can say the Republican Party failed us is during the Reconstruction era, because the Democrats were being too goddamn evil towards us and they didn't do enough to stop them. That's the only argument you got from 1936 onward. That's us. That's the Democrats, man. These are high-end jobs too. Exactly. Yes, because they feel like, well, we trained in these fields. We should come to America and get the American dream. Why can't black Americans get the American dream? I mean, goddamn, the American dream came at the expense of our fucking blood and sweat and tears. I'm down with Puffy and Ice Cube. You ain't down with Ice Cube because you against Trump. And Ice Cube just worked with the Trump administration. The contract with Black America is being implemented with the Platinum Plan. I'm about to post this in the back chat. What are you trying to post, brother? Our people should be raising hell about this India exclusive policy. We should be raising hell because Kamala. Let me get the footage again. Let me grab the footage. We can get exclusive Indian policies with Indians in general, not just the Indian Americans, Indians in general, they said. Look at this.
Clear about that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit Black people.
You won't sit here and say that you're going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people, but you have an exclusive policy for Indian Americans. You goddamn hypocrite. Now, let's go to, all right here. This is the Tribune telling you Biden will provide citizenship to 11 million illegal immigrants that voted to power, says Biden. So y'all think I'm just making shit up and pulling it out my ass? No, it's right here. I got the receipts. Now let's get Joe Biden on reparations.
Bill that has been proposed in Congress to establish a commission to look at reparations, but we shouldn't wait for that commission to do its work to do things that are reparative. Remember, we're not talking about a gift to anybody. We're talking about mending what was broken. We're talking about the generational theft of the wealth of generations of African Americans. And just crossing out a racist policy and replacing it with a neutral one is not enough to deliver equality. Harms compound, just like a dollar saved in its value compounds over time. So does the value of a dollar.
And that's right, harms do compound, because look at where we are now. We're at the bottom. You understand? Black males are least likely to succeed in any other group in America. We're at the bottom.
Dollars stolen. And that is why the United States must act immediately with investments in minority-owned businesses, with investments in health equity, with investments in HBCUs, and on the longer term, look at reparations so that we can mend what has been done.
Vice President Biden, do you support reparations?
Look, let me, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work.
Did you hear what Biden said? He blew off reparations, which is a African-American cause, right? Which is a bill tailored towards African-Americans to talk about immigration. He's letting you know, I don't give a damn about you Black people. I am more focused on immigrants because I'm not going to need your vote because I'm going to make them legal. He's clearly telling you I don't care about that. Because when the question was posed about reparations towards Joe Biden, he would rather talk about immigration than address the question directly. These are the Mike for real. This is who you voted for, man. This sleazeball. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm just gonna rewind it. This is madness.
What has been done.
Vice President Biden, do you support reparations?
Look, let me, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America, and we should invest in them. Everybody will benefit from it, every single American, and you should get used to it. This is a nation of immigrants. That's who we are. That's why we're who we are. That's what makes us different, and we should invest in it.
How the hell did that answer the question? Huh? How the hell did that answer the question, man? He completely dismissed reparations and he started talking about immigration. He skipped directly to immigration. Mike, for real, there is no Republican Black Caucus. What are you talking about? There is no GOP for reparations. Reparations is a leftist policy, a leftist proposed bill. It's not proposed by the right. That's what I'm saying. Y'all just say anything on here. Yeah, exactly. The Dems are for reparations. They proposed it and refused to pass it every time. Exactly. They use it like meat. They dangle it in front of you. And then when you get ready to bite the damn meat, they yank it away from you. That's all it is. Mike for real busy trying to get black Democrats to understand why they need to be educated about how politics work and to vote for their best interests. These Dems aren't at this election. Exactly. They're not. They're not. This guy didn't even address reparations. And what do you ask me? Where's the GOP? Bro, reparations is not something on the right. Why is it not proposed by Trump? Because the right doesn't propose reparations. The left talks about reparations and proposes it. So they should stand on it. You understand? Bernie Sanders pushing socialism. He should have stayed reparations. You understand? Trump, they believe more so in business. So, Mike, for real, why are you not addressing the fact that Biden dismissed it? You gonna see? This is what y'all do. Y'all excuse Biden for the wicked and evil, vile stuff he does. Y'all excuse Kamala for the wicked and vile stuff she does. Y'all excuse her when she clearly tells your black ass she's not gonna do something specifically for you. And when Biden dismisses reparations, you ain't saying nothing about that. Something is wrong with y'all. And something is wrong with you, Mike, for real. Something is seriously wrong with you. Let me see. Let me drop the link. I ain't gonna drop it in the chat yet, because I know Mike for real, man. You'll get on here and try to weasel, out of something instead of just dealing directly and being genuine. You understand? Dealing directly with the question and being genuine. Was Biden wrong for that? For dismissing reparations, which is a leftist idea, proposed by the left and neglected by the left. It's called benign neglect, by the way. Let's see. Let me get somebody else in here. Hold on. If anybody else, if not, I'm just going to continue the show. I ain't letting anybody in here either, because what happens is y'all get in here, y'all getting your feelings, y'all getting your emotions. Y'all don't want to deal with no facts, because y'all understand once you start dealing with facts, you can't support the Democrats anymore. You can't support Biden. You can't support Kamala Harris. I mean, I showed you video proof that these people don't give a damn about uplifting y'all and closing the wage gap. I don't like Puffy either for what he said. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Puffy either, because Puffy pretty much said, I'm going to make a black party, which panders to the Democrat Party. Okay, so that's not really a party now, is it? You're just a subset of the Democrats. Look, Mike, for real, was that hard? And you see how much I have to beat across your head with the facts to get you to admit that? Biden is wrong. You're right. Biden is wrong, because the Democrats and the left have been proposing this thing for years, since 89, and they have not passed it. And you had a black president that did 2 terms. Why he didn't pass H.R. 40? Oh, thank you. But benign neglect, ignoring the issues, thinking it will work itself out more than if the issues are continuously given attention. That's right. That's what benign neglect is. And the Democrats practiced it for 50 years. Yes, we have been in bed with Democrats for 50 years, and that's all we get, to lay in their bed and get kicked to the curb every 4 years. That's a fact. So what's the point? What's the point of voting for them? That's why I named this the black vote. It need to be a change. We need to start voting for our best interests, for benefits. You understand? We need to let these people know, no, we're not going to give you 80% of our vote for nothing. You understand? We want something out of the deal. Biden and Harris are letting us know we want your vote, but we ain't doing a damn thing for you. Straight like, exactly, they letting you know. They on Candid Cam telling you, no, I will not make a policy just for the black people, just for black people. That's what they're saying. Now, Biden just dismissed it and started talking about immigration, which disproportionately hurts black Americans. That's what immigration does. Disproportionately hurts black Americans. Let me get this link out to my brothers. Let me see if my bro D-Red want to come through. See if my bro James is up. If not, man, I'll keep it going, and I'll shut down in about an hour. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, passing all the Democrats have done is hurt black people, like I said, since their inception. You understand? And we have been loyal to them for what? Why are we loyal? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the other side now, and I can see something that we can glean. Trump is offering $500 billion, you know, towards black entrepreneurship, towards our cause. And the damn platinum plan has black Americans in it. It says for black, he promises to make 500,000 black businesses. That's how it's worded. It doesn't say minority businesses. It's not all inclusive. So it's a no-brainer for me. Who I'm rolling with this election, I'm rolling with Trump. It's that simple, because I am voting for my best interest. I'm not doing impulse voting. I'm not doing off emotion. I'm not, my grandmother was Democrat and, she got a SSI. I don't care about none of that. What's benefiting us today, 2020? Politics are not that hard, says Charles West, but you got to be willing to bring down the whole house if you don't get what you want. That's a fact. That's a fact. You understand? But what happens is we become loyal. There's no other group as loyal to one party than the Black American group. We have consistently voted one ticket for 50 years. Think about that, man. 50 years. We have consistently voted one ticket. And it's like, what the hell? What the hell, man? When we gonna start wising up and getting more intelligent with our decision making? Like, this is getting ridiculous. And like, now we live in the age of information. You know what I'm saying? You see how quick I can just pull this up on YouTube and show you what these people are saying, show you how they feel, show you how they think when it comes to reparations and black people, and particularly doing anything for us it's a big no. They telling you no, and that's it, man. And I'm glad Biden said what he said. He went straight into immigration, because that's letting you know how he feels about black people. I don't need you. I can just make these immigrants legal, and they're going to vote for me forever. So I don't need y'all no more. So, man, y'all got it. When it comes November 3rd, man, make a conscious decision to do something for your people instead of just supporting these people, man. I mean, real talk. Real talk, man. Because everything the Democrats are passing disproportionately hurt black people. Immigration, legal immigration hurts us. Abortion hurts us. LGBT, all that does is emasculate our men. We got enough emasculated men. God damn, we need masculine men. Candace Owens said it the best. No society functions without a strong male. And that they're taking that from us. It's dwindling. You understand? Our women are, I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need no man. And then the men want to be women. And it's just, that's why looking at and examining our nation, it's like the plague, man. It's like, what are we going to do? It's like doomsday with our people. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to get depressed thinking about this. It's sad. It's very, very sad, man. Let me see if any of my brothers gonna come on. Everyone needs to also go back and look at how long the Democrats controlled the House and Senate over the last 60 years. Then look at when these laws were written inside, how it was in control. Yeah, I agree. I will agree, man. I did this impromptu, just on my mind. I gotta talk about it, man. I'm just trying to make this push to November 3rd. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Share my screen, read this article to you guys about illegal immigration real quick, and then we're gonna get into Biden's word on it. So this is from NBER.org, National Bureau of Economic Research. And it says effects of immigration on African-American employment and incarceration. The 1980-2000 immigrant influx, therefore, generally explains about 20 to 60% of the decline in wages, 25% of the decline in employment, and about 10% of the rise in incarceration rates among blacks with high school education or less. Almost everybody knows that in the past 40 years, the real wages and job prospects of low-skilled men, especially low-skilled minority workers, have fallen. And there is evidence, although no consensus, that a rising tide of immigration is partly to blame. Now, a new NBER study suggests that immigration has more far-reaching consequences than merely depressing wages and lowering employment rates of low-skilled African-American males. Its effects also appear to push some would-be workers into crime and later into prison. So illegal immigration not only hurts our people that's in the workforce, it forces them into crime because it gets to the point where these illegal immigrants are getting jobs that they would have had. And now they're in the street and they're out there trying to fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Then they commit crime and then they go into prison. This is the National Bureau of Economic Research bringing this stuff out. And you are about to vote for a president that's pushing to make these immigrants legal. This lets you know they don't give a damn about you because they know that this disproportionately hurts African Americans, that they don't give a damn. They still going to let it happen. So that lets them know, man. That lets you know that Biden and Harris and these Democrats don't care about the African American, because if they did, they would do something about this immigration problem. Remarkably, as far as we know, no study has examined if there is a link between the resurgence of large-scale immigration and the employment and incarceration trends in black population. Co-authors George Borjas, Jeffrey Groger, Gordon Hanser write in Immigration and African American Employment Opportunities, the Responsible Wages, Employment, and Incarceration to Labor Supply Shock. The authors are careful to point out that even without increased immigration, most of the fall in employment and increase in jail black men would have happened anyway. Nevertheless, the racially disproportionate effects of immigration on employment are striking. Changing technology, government programs, and stagnant real minimum wage have all been blamed for the poor labor market performance of low-skilled and minority workers. Another key reason the author shows in immigration. Using census data from 1960 to 2000, the author traced the evolution of wages, employment, and incarceration rates for particular skill groups in the black and white populations. They then relate the trends observed in these variables to the increases in immigration experienced by each skill group. The observed correlation suggests that immigration is an important underlying factor influencing the observed trends. In particular, their analysis finds that a 10% rise in immigrants in a particular skill group significantly trimmed the wages of black and white men alike. For African Americans, the decline was 3.6%. For whites, it was actually slightly higher, 3.8%. Beyond that, however, the black-white experience differed markedly, especially for low-skilled workers. Take employment rates from 1960 to 2000. Black high school dropouts saw their employment rates drop 33 percentage points, from 88.6% to 55.7%. The authors found in their analysis of census data from 1960 to 2000, the decrease for white high school dropouts was only roughly half that, from 94 to 76%. One reason the author argues that black employment is more sensitive to an immigration influx than white employment. For white men, an immigration boost of 10% caused their employment rate to fall just 0.7 percentage points. For black men, it fell 2.4 percentage points. The same immigration rise was also correlated with a rise in incarceration rates. For white men, a 10% rise in immigration appeared to cause a 0.1 percentage point increase in the incarceration rate for white men. But for black men, it meant a nearly 1 percentage point rise. So we can clearly see what group is being affected the most by illegal immigration and this immigration wave. It's you African Americans. And look what Biden is doing. Look what Biden is doing. This is from the Tribune again. Biden will provide citizenship to 11 million illegal immigrants if voted to power, says Biden. Biden said there's a need to deal with what's going on at the border. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden has vowed to provide citizenship to 11 million illegal immigrants if voted to power in the November 3rd presidential elections. Biden identified this as one of his priorities in addition to beating the virus, rebuilding the economy, and figuring out how to restore American leadership around the world. Responding to a question by a virtual fundraiser on Wednesday, Biden said there is a need to deal with what's going on at the border. We're going to have to deal with the immigration crisis we have. I'm going to send the House and Senate an immigration bill that's going to provide access to citizenship to 11 million people, he said. According to the campaign, there were 37 attendees, and the event was hosted by Jane Hartley, former U.S. ambassador to France and Monaco and current chairman, Sesame Workshop. Blair Efron, founder and partner, Centerview Partners, Indian American Devin Parikh, managing director, Insight Partners. When asked how he would envision his first 30 days in office in terms both of domestic and foreign policy, Biden said, a lot more can go wrong between now and January 21st. And I'm not being facetious. 4 more years, we're not going to have a country we have now. If the American people elect me, we're going to have an enormous task in repairing the damage that he's done, he added of Trump. We have to be beating the virus, rebuilding the economy, and figuring out how to restore American leadership around the world. First of all, the virus has nothing to do with the president. Secondly, he's talking about Trump trying to stave off immigration with the wall and with his policies. You understand? He couldn't do nothing about DACA because DACA was a good bill that was written by Obama for illegal immigrants. He couldn't do nothing about that because it's hard to repeal that. But everything else he's been tremendous on. And he's trying to undo everything Trump did. And guess who's going to get hurt? Guess who's going to feel the brunt of that? It's going to be you African Americans. I just read, again, from the National Bureau of Economic Research that the group that's most susceptible to illegal immigration is going to affect your employment and it's going to affect incarceration. Because if you don't have money, what are you going to do? You're going to go to crime. And you're voting for a president that's vowing to do this. Come on, man. Get your head out your ass. Get your head out your ass. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Yashar?
What up, man? Shalom, bro.
Shalom, brother. I'm just going in on Biden and Kamala Harris and how our people been supporting the Democratic Party, you know what I mean? And we ain't got nothing out of it. And how immigration has hurt our people, has dropped the employment rates, has raised the incarceration rates of black people. But still, we're going to vote for a man that says he's going to make 11 million immigrants citizens. That's going to hurt the black community even more. You understand?
That's what we don't vote for.
Exactly. We shouldn't vote for a man like that. We shouldn't vote for. Why should we vote for a man like that, man? That's going to use a policy that's been hurting us for years. You understand? Making our people lose jobs, making the men go get locked up because now they doing crime. Now they selling drugs because they can't get a job because these illegal immigrants come and take employment from them. You understand? So he letting us know he don't give a damn about us.
Right.
You understand? He letting us know. He letting us know right now. Hey, your problems. I don't care.
He been letting us know that shit since he been in office. This ain't nothing new.
That's a fact. 47 years as a politician, he been letting black people know he don't give a damn about us. You understand? And if it's gonna harm us, he gonna pass it into law and it's gonna harm us. You feel me? So I just been on here about an hour and a half, just letting these brothers and sisters know that, hey, you gotta snap out of this, man. Just supporting Democrats just because, you know, I'm gonna vote for a Democrat because my grandmother was a Democrat, or I'm gonna vote for Democrat because Democrats is the black party. You know, that's the party that black people vote for.
Right.
And understand, we need to start voting for benefits, voting for our own people, and see what they can get out the deal. You understand? That's why I'm trying to show them. I showed them Kamala Harris said she is not going to make a policy exclusively for black people. She said this on camera, Yashar.
Why would she do that when she married to a white man?
Exactly. So shit. I mean, these people pretty much laid on the table and said, listen, we're not doing enough for black people. We ain't gotta do nothing because you're gonna vote for us anyway.
And then on top of that, fuck you, Ice Cube. I only want to review your shit until we get in office. And once we get in office, I'm really not reviewing your shit. So yeah, how about that?
Right. Ice Cube had a contract with Black America. He went to the Democrats with it, and they didn't even want to hear the shit. He said, look, after the election, you know what I'm saying? And we already know what they're gonna do when they get in office. They're gonna kick that shit to the curb. They're not helping.
Yeah. We got other issues we need to attend to.
Right. I gotta pass this immigration bill.
Yeah, so we can start. So we can take all the jobs from you, motherfuckers, and then now what?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Illegal immigrants, for everybody watching, illegal immigrants are more important to Biden than Black Americans. Illegal immigrants are more important to Kamala Harris than Black Americans. East Indians are more important to Kamala Harris than Black Americans, man. I'm just going to leave y'all with that, man. I'm going to leave y'all with that. And I'm going to play this clip from Kamala one more time. That's why I named this the Black Vote 2020. Y'all need to reconsider, man. Why are y'all supporting people that don't give a damn about you? That ain't passed one legislation for you and said they ain't gonna pass it. So I'm gonna play the clip, then I'm gonna close this out, man. I'm gonna close it out. One more time, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Hey, that's right. They were brought here to replace us. Exactly. The immigrants gonna replace us because guess what? Once they come in here, they're gonna have the numbers to get rid of any political might and political voice that we had. You understand? They just gonna go to them for the votes and for any political might. They're gonna go to them. They're gonna become the super minority. All right, so let me go to this again. Let's hear Kamala again.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people.
She says she's not gonna do something that only benefits black people. I'm gonna let that resonate with y'all. She said, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to do something that only benefits black people. But you do shit for the immigrants. You do shit for the East Indian Americans because your daddy and your mama are East Indian. You understand? They get a whole bill and policy just for their cause. You understand? You giving them green cards easier. You giving them first dibs on high-paying jobs. But you can't do shit for the black Americans. And y'all gonna look at this lady and be like, oh, she's a black woman. Why she ain't doing shit for you? Wake your ass up, man. Play it one more time. Go ahead.
Hey,
what's up?
This right here, you know what I'm saying? This right here needs to be played over and over and over. This needs to be played like 1,000 times, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause at that point, maybe that 1,000th time, it just might register to our people, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give us the benefit of the doubt, but the shit is just ridiculous, man. When you put so much evidence out there, and this just goes to show how even, when we dealing with information, right? Ain't even dealing with politics, just regular information, history, archaeological work, scientific evidence. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people just will not look at the information. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna go with what everybody else is talking about. You know what I'm saying? What everybody else been talking about, what everybody else been doing, and like ain't nobody just out here in the field doing the work to try and prove or disprove what's already been so-called put out there. We out here doing it. I ain't saying that I'm out here in the field, you know what I'm saying, putting in that work, but there is people that are out here constantly digging up information that's actually debunking shit that we thought, was an actual fact. And now all of a sudden here comes some more information to show us that, oh, hold on. We need to rethink this. You know, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, well said. Well said. We putting the facts on the table for the people to decide. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they say, man, the cream gonna rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? So those that's gonna get it, they're gonna get it. Those that's lost in the sauce, you know what I'm saying? We all we can do is pray. But man, what she's saying is like, it bothered me, Yashar. When I first heard this, I was so bothered. I'm like, I know she did not have the audacity to get in front of a candid cam and tell us that she not gonna do any goddamn thing for us. And she's supposed to be the black vice president. Bro, I was just getting pissed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also getting pissed because I know majority of my people gonna vote for them just because. Let me play it one more time. I'm gonna stop ranting. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop ranting. Let me just play it one more time for the people, man. It resonated.
That. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, because
then she said no. All right, I'm done, man. You seen it, man. Y'all seen it. She not doing nothing for y'all. Why would you vote for them? Why would you vote for the Democrats? They ain't doing nothing for you. You understand? Become utilitarian, meaning you do things for the greater good for the majority of us. And that's the message I want to leave with y'all. He said, Ak, would you put together talking points from this video along with the video clippings? We need to share this. Yeah. Let me look into it. I ain't gonna make no promise. I'll look into it, see if I can do that. Charles West says, when you see these conventions and political ads on TV, it is fantasy and a strip designed to make you act against your best interest. That's true. But I'm glad we got access to the World Wide Web and the internet, because we can clearly see these people tell on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Through these interviews, you know, through these videos we seeing on YouTube. It's candid cam. Malak, what are you talking about? You need to talk to these camps who saying Mexicans are black, aka Israelites. Man, we talking about politics right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about that on another episode, brother. You understand? We'll deal with that. But I just wanted the people to see, you know, how evil and deviant these Democrats are, and how they not for our people and they not for our best interest. You know what I'm saying? With that, I'm going to say shalom. I'm about to lay it down. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. Man, for all y'all out there that's enlightened, that ain't falling for the bullshit, man, salute to y'all. Subscribe to the Source Debate League on YouTube. We out, man. Shalom.